Hello students, welcome to Science Learning Gateway. Today we'll start class 10th NCERT Science chapter number 2, that is acid, bases and salts. This chapter is from chemistry and mostly it carries 4 or 5 marks for your board exams. All the topics in this chapter is covered from the NCERT syllabus. So let's get started. Now let's have a look on the topics which we have to study in this chapter. Okay, first we will see the introduction topic. Second, properties of acid. What are the different type properties of acids? Next, we'll see properties of bases. Next, types of indicators and its properties. Fifth topic is reaction of acids and bases with metals. Sixth topic is reaction of acids with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. Seventh one is reaction of acids and bases with each other. Next is reaction of metallic oxides with acid. Next one is reaction of non-metallic acids with bases. Next one is similarities between all the acids and all the bases. Next one is acid or base in water solution. Next is strength of acid and base solution. And next topic is importance of the pH in everyday life. And the last topic is more about salt. So all the topics are covered in this tutorial. So please students listen to this video carefully so that you will be thorough with this chapter. Now let's start. Okay, first we will start with the introduction topic. You all know that some of the foods are sour in taste and some of the foods are bitter in taste. But do you know what is the reason between the sour and the bitter taste of the food? Why some foods are sour in taste and why some foods are bitter in taste? Some foods are sour in taste because in the sour foods, what is present? Acid is present. And some foods are bitter in taste because in that base is present. So sour and bitter taste of food is due to the acid or bases present in it. Now we'll see the definition of acid. What is the definition of acid? Acids are sour in taste. Okay. First point is acids are sour in taste and change the color of blue litmus to red. Okay. This definition of acid is very important. They are sour in taste and change the color of blue litmus to red. Blue litmus paper, you all know we use in the laboratory. Litmus paper, it is an indicator, acid base indicator. The blue litmus paper changes to red in the presence of acid. If we dip the blue litmus paper in an acidic solution, it will change into red. And the next point is they contain H plus ions. All the acid, they will contain H plus ion, hydrogen ions. So what is the definition of acid? Acids are those substances which are sour in taste, change the color of blue litmus to red, and they contain H plus ions. Next topic is base. What are bases? Bases are bitter in taste and they change the color of lead litmus to blue and they contain OH minus ion. Just opposite to acids, bases are bitter in taste, okay? And they change the color of the red litmus paper to blue. They contain OH minus ion, means all the bases, they will contain OH minus ion. Example of any acid if we'll take, we can write HCl, hydrochloric acid. It contains H plus ions. And if example of base we can take as NaOH as it contains OH minus ions. Okay. Litmus solution is a purple dye which is extracted from lichen and is commonly used as an indicator. The color of litmus is purple when it is neither acidic nor basic. This litmus solution, it is extracted from where? From a lichen, which is a plant. Okay. The color of the litmus paper is, litmus is generally purple when it is neither acid nor basic, means when it is neutral, the color of the litmus is purple in color. Now we will see the properties of acid. What are the different properties of acid? The term acid has been derived from the Latin word acidus, which means sour. They are sour in taste. Means the first property we can write that acids are sour in taste. For example, if we'll take lemon, we all know what is the taste of lemon? Sour, because it contains vitamin C. In fact, orange, they all contain acids. Okay, tomato also contain acid. Next one is They change the color of blue litmus to red, means all the acidic solution or all the acid, they will change the color of blue litmus to red. Okay, you have to remember this point. Acid change the color of blue litmus to red. Next point is they contain H plus ion. All the acids, they contain H plus ion, whether it is hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, every acetic acid, every acids, they will contain H plus ion. Next point is they conduct electricity. Acids in water, they conduct electricity. Okay, next one, they react with metals such as zinc, magnesium, etc. to liberate hydrogen gas. Okay, the acids will react with any metal like zinc, magnesium, etc. to liberate hydrogen gas. In the first chapter, chemical reaction and equation, we have seen when zinc react with hydrochloric acid, which gas is liberated? Hydrogen gas. So these are the different properties of acid. Once again, we'll revise this one. Acids are sour in taste, they change the color of blue litmus to red, they contain H plus ion, they conduct electricity, and they react with metals such as zinc or magnesium to liberate hydrogen gas. Now we'll see the different types of acids like strong acids, weak acids, concentrated acid and dilute acid. Strong acids. What are strong acids? A strong acid dissociates completely into its ions in aqueous solution or in water. A strong acid is that acid which dissociates, means it will completely break into its ion in aqueous solution. For example, hydrochloric acid, it will break into H plus and Cl minus ion in aqueous solution or in the presence of water. So hydrochloric acid is a strong acid. Other example of strong acid is sulfuric acid and nitric acid. They will also break down into their ions when it is dissolved in any water or any aqueous solution. Next one is weak acid. A weak acid dissociates partially. Partially means incomplete dissociation, incomplete breakdown of acid will take place. Okay, in aqueous solution or in water. Example, acetic acid, it will break down into CH3COO minus plus H plus, means complete breakdown of acetic acid will not take place, it will break down partially. Other examples are lactic acid and oxalic acid. So you have to remember from strong acid and weak acid that a strong acid dissociates completely into its ion. Example, hydrochloric acid, and weak acid dissociates partially into its ion. Example, acetic acid. Okay. Next one is concentrated acid. Concentrated means the amount of acid is more and the amount of water is less. Okay, concentrated acid means amount of water acid is more and amount of water is less. The acid in which more amount of acid and less amount of water is present is called concentrated acid. Example, concentrated HCl, concentrated hydrochloric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid, concentrated nitric acid. Next one is dilute acid. In dilute acid, the amount of water is more and the amount of acid is less. Okay, now we'll see the definition of dilute acid. The acid in which more amount of water and less amount of acid is present is called a dilute acid. Example, dilute hydrochloric acid, dilute HCl. Okay, next very important point, always add acid to water. Okay, in your textbook also or in the laboratory etc. We used to get information from our teachers of that we should always add acid to water and not the vice versa, means we should not never add water to acid. Okay, why we should not add water to acid? If we will add water to acid, what will happen? Exothermic reaction will occur and large amount of heat is liberated in that process. Even we can burn our hand, or even the glass vessels or the glass apparatus can break down. So we should always add acid to water slowly, that also very slowly and with constant stirring. Okay, we should never add water to acid, remember this one. Okay, we should always add acid to water and not the other way, because if we will add water to acid, it will produce lot of heat and the process is highly exothermic. Highly exothermic means large amount of heat is evolved in that process. We can burn our hands and the glass containers can break, causing damage. Okay, so we should always add acid to water, and that is in very slow process and with constant stirring. We should never add water to acid. Next, Now we'll discuss the properties of bases. What are the different properties of bases? Bases are bitter in taste and soapy in touch. Okay, bases are bitter in taste and they are soapy in touch. We will feel like little slippery when we'll touch any base. Next one, they change the color of red litmus to blue. Okay, they will change the color of red litmus to blue, and they contain OH minus ion. They contain OH minus ion. So these are the different properties of bases. They are bitter in taste, soapy in touch. They change the color of red litmus to blue, and they contain OH minus ion. We can see the example of this lemon. Acid, sour in taste, turn blue litmus red, react with some metal to produce hydrogen gas, dissolve carbonate salt releasing CO2. And for base, what we can write? Base, they are bitter in taste, turn red litmus blue, slippery to touch. Okay. Now we will see what are strong bases. Some of the strong bases examples are given here. Okay, some of the examples of strong bases are sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. The definition of strong base is also the same like strong acid. A strong base is that base which dissociates completely into ions in aqueous solution. For example, NaOH will break down into Na plus and OH minus. Potassium hydroxide will break down into K plus and OH minus. Okay, K plus and OH minus. Weak base. For example, ammonium hydroxide. Weak base are those bases which dissociates partially into its ion in aqueous solution or in water. Okay. Next one is alkali. These are the bases which are soluble in water. Okay, alkalis are those bases which are soluble in water. Example, NaOH, KOH. All the bases are not soluble in water, but alkalis are the soluble in water. Okay, so what is the definition of alkali? The bases which are soluble in water are called alkali. Example, NaOH and KOH. Our next topic is type of indicators and its properties. What are the different types of indicators and its properties? Indicators. Okay, what do we understand by the term indicator? First we'll see that. Indicators are those substances which change their color, smell in different types of substances like acids and bases, which change their color in different types of substances like acids and bases. Okay, indicators are those substances which change their color or smell in different substances like acids and bases. So according to that, we have three types of indicators. Natural indicators, by this name we can understand natural indicators which we get from the nature. Okay, next one is synthetic indicators. Synthetic indicators are man-made, which are made by man. Next one is olfactory indicators, means which give us smell. Okay. Now we'll discuss the three types of indicators with definition and examples. Now first, natural indicator. What do you understand by natural indicator? These indicators are found in nature in plants. Example, litmus. That litmus we have read, litmus paper. Okay. Next one is red cabbage leaves, turmeric, which we use in our kitchen, is also a type of natural indicators. Colored petals of some flowers like petunia. So these are the natural indicators which we get from the nature. And many other examples we have. Cabbage leaves, turmeric, colored petals of some flowers, litmus, etc. Now come to synthetic indicators. These are the chemical substances prepared in the laboratory. Okay, these are prepared by man in the laboratory. Example, methyl orange, phenolphthalein. Okay, these indicators we can see in the laboratory. Olfactory indicators. These indicators have different smell in acids and bases. Okay, olfactory means smell. These indicators give different types of smells in acids and bases. Example, clove oil, vanilla essence, onion. These all have some smell. Clove oil also have some smell. Vanilla essence, we all know it has smell. Onion also has some smell. So these are the olfactory indicators. Our next topic is reaction of acids and bases with metals. Okay, reaction of acids and bases with metals. Reaction of acids with metals. Acid react with metal to form metal salt and releases hydrogen gas. Okay, now we'll see what will happen when acid react with, first we'll see what will happen when acid react with a metal. Acid reacts with a metal to give salt plus hydrogen gas. Always remember this reaction. Acid will react with metal to give salt plus hydrogen gas. Now we'll see with one example. Reaction of zinc granules with sulfuric acid means reaction of zinc. What is the symbol of zinc? Zn. It will react with sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4. What will happen? The bond between hydrogen and sulfate will break down. This bond will break and zinc will combine with sulfate ion SO4 and it will form ZnSO4 and hydrogen gas will be released in the reaction. The upward arrow, it shows us that gas is evolved in the reaction. Okay, zinc will react with dilute H2SO4 to give ZnSO4 plus H2. This zinc sulfate is a salt and this is hydrogen gas. So whenever acid will react with a metal, what will get? Salt and hydrogen gas. Okay, now we will see the reaction of base with metal. Reaction of base with metal. Bases react with metal to evolve hydrogen gas, but all the metals will not react with base. Okay, generally bases react with metal to give salt and hydrogen gas, but all the metals will not react with base. The metal must be more reactive than the metal present in the base for the reaction to take place. Okay, now let's see with an example. Base plus metal means base will react with metal to give salt plus hydrogen gas. Now we'll see that with an example. Twice NaOH, 2NaOH plus zinc give us Na2ZnO2 plus H2. So what is this compound known as? Na2ZnO2. This is sodium zincate. It is a salt whose name is sodium zincate. So you have to remember the formula and the name of this compound. Na2ZnO2. Sodium hydroxide is a base. It reacts with a metal zinc and it is forming Na2ZnO2 plus hydrogen gas. In this reaction, sodium Na is more reactive than zinc. That's why this reaction is taking place. Okay, in this reaction, sodium is more reactive than zinc, so this reaction can take place. If sodium is less reactive than zinc, then this reaction will not occur. Okay, so base will react with metal to give salt plus hydrogen gas. Next one, very important topic. Test for hydrogen gas. In your exam, sometimes you will get, how will you test the hydrogen gas? So we'll do this, we'll understand this through this diagram. Hydrogen gas released can be tested by bringing burning candle near gas bubbles. It bursts with a pop sound. Suppose this is our test tube. Okay, we have attached this through a stand. In the test tube, what we have taken? Dilute sulfuric acid and zinc granules. The reaction between sulfuric acid and zinc granules. What product we are getting? Salt plus hydrogen gas. This hydrogen gas is collected through in this straw through this delivery tube and the gas bubbles can be seen. So bubbles filled with hydrogen can be seen in the diagram. When we will bring a burning candle near these bubbles, what will happen? The candle burns with a pop sound. Burning of hydrogen gas can be heard to us with a pop sound. This concludes. From this experiment, we can conclude that hydrogen gas burns with a pop sound. So we can conclude that hydrogen gas is released in the when the zinc granules will react with dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, the burning of hydrogen gas with a pop sound. This is the test for hydrogen gas. Our next topic is reaction of acids and metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. Okay, reaction of acid with metal carbonates and reaction of acid with metal hydrogen carbonates. Acid react with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates to form salt, water and carbon dioxide. Okay, now first we'll see the first topic. Metal carbonates or metal hydrogen carbonate react with acid to, whenever a acid will react with a metal carbonate, for example MgCO3 or MgHCO3, metal bicarbonate, what will get? Salt, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, for example Na2CO3, this is our metal carbonate, sodium carbonate, it will react It is in this, it is reacting with a acid HCl. What we are getting? NaCl plus H2O plus CO2. NaCl is a salt. This is H2O is a water and CO2 is the carbon dioxide. Next one, the reaction of metal hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3, sodium hydrogen carbonate. In this also it is reacting with the acid HCl, and what product we are getting? NaCl plus water plus CO2. So you have to remember, reaction of a acid with metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate give us salt, carbon dioxide and water. Carbon dioxide gas evolved can be tested by passing it through lime water. It turns lime water milky. The carbon dioxide gas which is released in this reaction can be tested by passing this gas through lime water. When we will pass carbon dioxide gas through lime water, the lime water turns milky. This is a test for carbon dioxide gas. Okay, we can understand this through a reaction. This is our calcium hydroxide, lime water, slaked lime. Okay, CaOH whole 2 plus CO2. When we'll pass this carbon dioxide gas through lime water, what product will get? Calcium carbonate. White precipitate of calcium carbonate will get. Means the lime water is turning into milky. The formation of this white precipitate shows that it turns into milky plus water, H2O. On passing excess carbon dioxide gas, the milkiness disappears. If we will treat this CaCO3 plus H2O with excess of carbon dioxide, again if we will pass carbon dioxide gas through calcium carbonate and water, what will happen? The milkiness will disappear, and this compound calcium hydrogen carbonate, it will be soluble in water. Calcium carbonate is not soluble in water. It will form as a white precipitate. What is a precipitate? Precipitate is not soluble in water. But if we will pass excess of carbon dioxide gas through this calcium carbonate, it will be soluble in water. Bases do not react with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. Okay, the reaction of metal carbonate with metal hydrogen carbonate and base is not possible. No reaction will take place between the base and the metal carbonates and the metal hydrogen carbonates. Okay, now come to our next topic, reaction of acids and bases with each other. How do acid and base will react with each other? Okay, acid and bases react with each other to form salt and water. All the acid and base, they will react with each other to form salt and water. Suppose we'll see through an example, NaOH. NaOH is our base, HCl is our acid. They will react with each other to form NaCl and H2O. NaCl is a salt and H2O is water. Na will combine with chlorine. Sodium will combine with chlorine and it will form NaCl. OH will combine with H and it will form H2O. Why this Na will combine with Cl? Sodium contains positive charge and chlorine contains negative charge. So positive charge will attract this negative charge and they will form NaCl compound, and OH contains negative charge and H contains positive charge. They will combine together to form H2O. Okay, so what is this type of reaction known as? This type of reaction is known as neutralization reaction. Means acid and bases are cancelling out their each other's effect, means they are becoming neutral. Okay, so now we will see what is a neutralization reaction. The reaction between acid and base to give salt and water is called neutralization reaction. This reaction is very important. Sometimes you will get what is neutralization reaction, give an example. Okay, so the reaction between acid and base to give salt and water is called neutralization reaction. Example is acid plus base gives salt and water. You can give this example. NaOH plus HCl gives NaCl plus H2O. Now come to our next topic, reaction of metallic oxides with acids. Acid react with metallic oxides to form salt and water. Acid will react with metal oxide to give salt and water. For example, we can see HCl is an acid. It will react with a metal oxide, calcium oxide, to give salt, CaCl2 plus H2O. Metallic oxides are basic in nature. All the metallic oxides, calcium oxide, magnesium oxide, zinc oxide, they all are basic in nature. So you have to remember for this reaction, acid react with metal oxide to form salt and water. Next topic is reaction of non-metallic oxides with bases. How base will react with non-metallic oxide. Bases react with non-metallic oxides to form salt and water. In the same manner, base will react with non-metallic oxide and it will form salt and water. Example, calcium hydroxide, CaOH whole 2 plus CO2. This is our base. Calcium hydroxide is a base. CO2 is a non-metallic oxide. They will form CaCO3, which is a salt, calcium carbonate and water. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. You have to remember, metallic oxides are basic in nature, non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Okay, our next topic is similarities between all the acids and all the bases. What similarities? What is the main similarity? Means what is the main point in which all the acids and all the bases are similar to each other? Okay, all the acids have H plus ion in common. Means all the acids contain H plus ion, and all the bases, they contain what? They contain OH minus ion. All the acids, they contain H plus ions, and all the bases, they contain OH minus ions. All acids have H plus ion in common, and they produce H plus ions in solution, which is responsible for their acidic properties. Okay, because of this H plus ion, all the acids are acidic in nature, and all the bases have OH minus ions, because of which they are basic in nature. All the bases have OH minus ions in common, and they produce OH minus ion in solution, which is responsible for their basic properties. Okay, our next topic is acid or base in water solution. What is the effect of acid or base in water solution? Acid produce H plus ion only in the presence of water. Okay, whenever a acid is present in, if water is present with acid, then only the acid can produce H plus ion. In the dry state or in the absence of water, no acid can produce H plus ion. For example, HCl plus H2O. What product we are getting? This H plus. This H plus will combine with water to form H3O plus hydronium ion plus Cl minus. Means we are getting H plus ion over there, because in the presence of water, acid can release H plus ion. Hydrogen ions cannot exist alone, but they exist after combining with water molecule. This hydrogen ion, they will not exist alone. They will combine with water molecule. Means H plus, it will combine with H2O and it will form H3O plus hydronium ion. Bases when dissolved in water give OH minus ion. Likewise, bases also dissolve in water to give Na plus and OH minus. They will break down into Na plus and OH minus. Bases which are soluble in water are called alkali. This we have read earlier also. Example, NaOH and KOH. Next topic is dilution of acid. Means dilution of acid means addition of water to acid. Okay, while diluting acid, it is recommended that acid should be added to water and not water to acid, because it is a highly exothermic process and lot of heat is released, which can burn our hands and glass containers can break. This we have discussed earlier also, that we should never add water to acid. Why? Because it is a highly exothermic reaction. Large amount of heat will be produced and the containers can break, the glass container can break, and even we can burn our hands. Now student, let's have a quick revision of the topics which we have studied till now. What all topics we have discussed today. Acid are those substances which are sour in taste. They change the color of blue litmus to red, and they contain H plus ions. Bases are those substances which are bitter in taste. They change the color of red litmus to blue, and they contain OH minus ion. Properties of acid. Different properties of acid we have discussed today. They are sour in taste. They change the color of blue litmus to red. They contain H plus ions. They conduct electricity. They react with metals such as magnesium, zinc, etc. to liberate hydrogen gas. Next one is strong acids. We have seen they dissociate completely. Example, HCl. Weak acids are those acids which dissociate partially. Example, acetic acid. Concentrated acids are those acids in which amount of acid is more and amount of water is less. Example, conc HCl. Dilute acids are those in which amount of water is more but amount of acid is less. Properties of bases. Different types of properties of bases also we have. Bases are bitter in taste. They are soapy in touch. They change the color of red litmus to blue, and they contain OH minus ion. Example of strong bases we have seen NaOH. Example of weak bases, ammonium hydroxide. And alkali, what is the definition of alkali? These are the bases which are soluble in water. Example, NaOH and KOH. Types of indicators we have seen: natural indicators, synthetic indicators, and olfactory indicators. Next topic is reaction of acid and base with metals. All the acids and bases will react with metal to form salt and water. Okay. Test for hydrogen we have seen. Hydrogen gas burns with a pop sound. Reaction of acid with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. Acids will react with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonate to give salt, carbon dioxide and water. The reactions we have seen: reaction of acid and base with each other. Neutralization reaction. The reaction between an acid and base to give salt and water is called neutralization reaction. Reaction of metallic oxides with acids. Acid react with metallic oxide to give salt and water. Reaction of non-metallic oxide with bases means base react with non-metallic oxide to give salt and water. Similarities between all acid and all bases. All the acid, they contain H plus ion, and because of the H plus ion, they are acidic in nature. All the bases, they contain OH minus ion, and because of this, they are basic in nature. Acid or base in water solution. Acid cannot release H plus ion in the absence of water. They will release H plus ion only in the presence of water. Example, HCl plus H2O gives HCO plus Cl minus. Likewise, bases also dissolve in water to give OH minus ions. Dilution of acid. Dilution of acid means addition of water to acid. But we should never add water to acid. In fact, we should always add acid to water. Okay. Students, today we will study till there only. Rest of the topics I will cover in another video, as this video is getting longer. I will make part 2 of the same chapter and cover rest of the topics. Whatever we have studied till now, if you have any doubt, please comment in the comment box so that I can clear your doubts. Thank you for watching my channel. Please like and subscribe my channel to get latest updates, and share this video with your friends.